Fenlon, we meet again. And again. And again.
I grow tired of your visits, cat.
As do I, you slut.
You are a slut.
You're a slut.
You are the slut.
Cat, ready to dance.
I'm always ready.
Fenlongo, I've missed our chats.
You shut up and fight.
Welcome to the mother relay. We're covering today's top boxing news.
Both of MVP and Baumgardner's statements were lies. That is defamation of character. For those who saw the video of Baumgardner threatening me, telling me I'll beat your ass right now, biatch, that is a threat. So now that I'm looking at statements and I'm seeing people lie, it's okay because I'm not going to handle it with the law. I'm going to handle it with the court. Y'all going to get sued for defamation of character. All of y'all up over there. So y'all need to get y'all checkbooks ready.
So I'm fairly confident that Clarissa Shields doesn't have the foggiest fucking idea of how defamation of character works, because if she did, she'd know that she doesn't have a case. But for those who don't understand it, defamation of character is a legal term for making false statements about someone that harm their reputation. It is a civil wrong, a tort, and encompasses both spoken statements, slander, and written or published statements. Libel. To successfully claim defamation, you generally must prove the following elements. A false statement. A claim must be presented as an objective fact, not an opinion or an exaggeration.
And the objective facts show that it was Clarissa Shields that struck Alicia Baumgardner, and not in fear of her life or her health either, since there were two very big, very burly security guards separating the both of them, yet it was Clarissa who reached over them to strike Alicia, not the other way around. That is an objective fact.
That's Clarissa Shields on camera, throwing a cheap shot. The only thing you'd do by trying to establish defamation of character is defame your own character in front of everybody and prove what a big moron you are. Then you talk about publications. The statement must be communicated to at least one third party, the false statement.
But there's nothing false about what they said. Clarissa Shields is seen on camera striking Alicia Baumgardner with two security guards in place, separating them, establishing a safe barrier to where neither individual was in any immediate danger, up until Clarissa decides to throw the first punch. Now, do I seriously expect Clarissa Shields to follow up on this, follow through, and take this to the courts? I don't, because she's been making idle threats like these for years about taking people to court over defamation, and she's yet to take anybody to court over it.
This is little more than a childish retort, a childish response to MVP banning Clarissa Shields and what could be the legal case that Alicia Baumgardner is mounting against her. The video is damning, and if more is added to it, if there was any CCTV of that VIP lounge, I can almost guarantee you that what it's going to show is Clarissa Shields walking over to Alicia Baumgardner, inciting the incident. Not the other way around. It was Clarissa trying to run down on an MVP fighter at an MVP after party where she shouldn't have been to begin with.
She'd sink her own case by pursuing it.
Just another casual observer who's taken in one too many episodes of Suits and Law & Order and think they really understand legalese. Defamation is not a case that she can establish or win.
It's giving single white female vibes.
It's giving, I don't actually have any real fight news on the horizon, so I'm gonna ride this scooter for as long as I can to stay in the public eye. It's giving desperation. It's giving jealousy, envy. It's giving
more of the same.
For as much as Clarissa Shields likes to attend MVP shows and rely on them for promotion, she may as well sign to them when they offered to sign her. For what she's doing now,
just silly and childish.
Baumgardner decides she want to keep mentioning me and my relationship in her mouth. Now, to her, I've never spoke about how she's a
So this confirms what I said. What they were arguing about was Clarissa's relationship with Papoose, and I hardly think it was Alicia who walked across a room to argue with Clarissa about what was her relationship. No, it's the other way around.
Which would confirm that not only is Clarissa the one who incited the entire incident, but she's the aggressor, because she's the one struck the first blow.
And over what?
Some comments that Alicia Baumgardner made over a year ago.
Yeah. I never spoke about that. How many guys she done slept with, how many boxers she done slept with, what she done. I don't speak about her life. Right? But she has gotten too comfortable. First you disrespect my boxing.
Heavens, no, God forbid.
Trying to say that my resume ain't this and ain't that.
It's not.
Try to disrespect my legacy.
So what?
Try to say I got AI six-pack. You want to say I'm jealous of you because you cute and I'm supposedly ugly. And then, after all that don't work, then you bring it to my relationship.
Well, you're a public figure, sweetheart, who chooses to live her life in the public eye. You don't keep any of this in private. So people in the public are allowed to think whatever they want to think and say whatever they want to say. They don't have to run it by you first. If you want your private life to stay private, then keep it in private.
That's what the conversation was about, to tell her, keep popping it how you popping it. But keep that there out your damn mouth.
Or what?
Because I don't go around talking about how you're a and you have a Jezebel spirit. I don't walk around talking about that. So now, since we want to talk about it, since we talk about people's relationships.
No. We about to get into it. Because I try not to get personal, but now since you want to get personal and you want to keep running your mouth, I got something for you. I didn't say this. I didn't say this, by the way. I'm just confirming now. We really know you.
Didn't really ran to you. Stop it. Sonny Fredrickson ran through you. Bunny ran through you.
Robert Easter
ran through you, boy. Hold on. Dominique Dawson ran through you. Hold on. Montana Love ran through you.
I don't know got this.
The fuck wrong with you, boy? Everybody has some, man. Tony just liked you.
So hold on.
Everybody but you, Adrian. And it sounds like that's what you were mad about, you sex pest. Isn't this guy in trouble for making a pass at a 19-year-old? During Dean the Great's latest live stream, this pervert, this degenerate.
This is the guy we're supposed to listen to.
So hold on. For somebody to run around and say that I'm jealous of them, I want to be them because they so cute and they this, baby, I'm untouched out here.
Maybe, but you wish you were.
Flat out. All them dudes plus more that was mentioned ain't never, could never. But she run around talking about some I'm jealous, I'm envious, I want to be her.
Well, Alicia Baumgardner having several sexual partners doesn't invalidate what she said about you. I mean, what does one have to do with the other? You keep trying to occupy the same spaces as her.
I'm insecure. No, baby. Letting everybody do what they want to do with you, that's insecure.
No, not really. Having several sexual partners is seldom age and commonplace in the modern day and age. And what are we to believe? That Clarissa Shields is the Virgin Mary who's only ever been with one man?
I ain't simping for Alicia. I'm just saying what Clarissa's saying is stupid, because I'm pretty sure she's seen her fair share of dicks. There's nothing inherently insecure about a grown woman having more than one sexual partner. What is insecure is picking a fight at an MVP after party over some comments she made over a year ago. Don't you have anything better to do or anything better to think about? Are you so hung up on what she thinks you go over there with the intention of starting a fight?
Well, the short answer is yes.
Clarissa Shields absolutely is that insecure. This is the woman who called into a man's show pretending to be somebody else. This is a woman who regularly gets into it on social media with anybody and everybody. This is a woman who went to that VIP lounge.
I mean, she literally thinks that she can gatekeep the opinions of strangers and what they're allowed to talk about.
What the fuck is that if not insecure?
If you have to get into a battle, get into an argument, anytime anyone says something you don't like, Just fucking get over it.
Get a fucking hobby. Go get pregnant.
Get a grip, because you're a public figure that insists on living your life in the public eye, so the public, Alicia Baumgardner included, are gonna have an opinion about it. Her sexual proclivities do not invalidate those opinions or make you seem any less insecure.
What does who she's been fucking have to do with your complex? With your insecurities? Not a goddamn fucking thing.
Nada.
You can't all the talk about her having a Jezebel spirit when you're the one running around with a married man. What does it really say about Clarissa's boxing career that the soap opera gets a lot more attention than the actual pugilism, the actual boxing?
The GOAT, supposedly. The GOAT. There's a difference between a goat and a jackass.
Men's heavyweight news. Richard Torres opens up on replacing father and trainer with Terrence Crawford's coach ahead of the biggest fight of his career. Richard Torres' next fight against Frank Sanchez will be full of firsts. It will be the first time he competes in a world title eliminator, the first time he boxes in the shadows of the pyramids at Giza, and the first time as a professional that he won't have his father in his corner. Instead, this weekend, Torres will be led into battle by the man responsible for Terrence Crawford's meteoric rise, Brian Bomac McIntyre. He's actually my trainer now. We linked up late last year, Torres told Talk Sport. He's going to be in my corner for the Sanchez fight. It's incredible being able to see Crawford every now and then. Also, a lot of my old training partners are with Bomac, like Jamar Talley and Jared Anderson, was training with me as well. It's been some great work and I'm really thankful for it. We started training together in December, early January, to see if it fitted.
I want to say that I was already optimistic about Richard Torres based on what I'd seen so far, and what I'd seen so far was him and his father, with his father in his corner, with an elite trainer, a championship trainer like a Brian Bomac McIntyre in his corner. That's a game changer, and that's a change that a lot of other fighters struggle to make. I mean, look at Teofimo. For how long have people felt that he needs a new corner, but he refuses to do it?
Replace his father.
We started training together in December, early January to see if it fitted, and everything was going pretty well. Asked how this will affect his dad, Richard Torres Sr.'s role, Torrez Jr. expanded. My dad is taking more of a father role now, and just being ringside, cheering me on, while Bomac becomes my main guy. But with that being said, my dad did teach me everything I know, and I've even heard from Bomac that I have all the tools necessary to be successful. We just have to know when to implement them, so I'm always thankful for everything my dad has given me, and moving forward, I'm just excited for the future.
There's an old saying about the role of a father, that your father is the only man that wants you to do better than he did, to be better than he is. And a good father will understand something like this is necessary. Torrez Jr. was initially supposed to box Sanchez on March 28th on the Sebastian Fundora versus Keith Thurman bill. However, the fight was postponed after Sanchez sustained an injury to his problematic right knee. It proved to be a blessing in disguise for Torres, who not only got more time to work with Bomac, but also got the chance to showcase his skills on an even bigger stage. On my arm, right here, I have it written, "This too shall pass," said Torres, as he pointed to a tattoo on his forearm while discussing the rescheduling of his fight to the Alexander Usyk versus Rico Verhoeven undercard. It's one of the quotes I'm trying to live by, and it came to fruition this time. I was upset and a little discouraged that my 8-week camp had been shoved away, and then a week later I found out I had the opportunity to fight in front of the pyramids. I've had a very long and extensive camp. I've been in camp since January, and it could be for the benefit now, because this is one of the biggest cards I've ever been on, and I'm taking it in stride. If Torres Jr. can beat Frankie Sanchez in Egypt, I believe he will become the mandatory challenger for the IBF heavyweight title, currently held by Alexander Usyk. While the idea of testing himself against one of the best fighters of this generation no doubt excites the young, hungry American, his eyes are firmly set on Sanchez. Sanchez is best described as a pure boxer, a mover, and a jabber, though having a bum right knee really doesn't help his situation, and they say that this guy is in his mid-30s, but I'd wager he's closer to 40s. Cuban fighters, Cuban defectors, often lie about their age when arriving to the United States. He doesn't look like he's in his mid-30s. He looks closer to 40. I'm only thinking about fighting Frankie Sanchez. This is the guy I want to fight, added Torres. After this fight, then we can talk about everything else, but right now, this is all that matters.
The only thing I learned in the amateurs is that you can never look past your opponent because you never know who you are going to get. This is the opportunity to cement my name as a heavyweight contender and a top 10 guy, so this is all I care about right now. But after this, if I get to fight Usyk, that would be so cool. I have played as him in a video game. He's lit. He's a legend. If I get to fight a legend, I would love that. I've got the point, finally, where every guy I fight is gonna be a heavy hitter, and that is something I'm excited about because when I fought these guys when I was first starting and no one knew who they were, it was almost scary to me. If you lost to that guy, everything was all a hype job. Now, at least I'm fighting guys that I feel like I should be in the ring with.
What do we imagine Bomac is going to have Richard Torres doing out there? I don't imagine he's going to change dramatically, so much as refine certain aspects of his game.
With a pressure fighter like Richard Torres being noticeably smaller than everybody else in his division, it's not a good idea to try and reinvent the wheel. Pressure fighting is what works for him, so pressure fighting is what he needs to stick to. Just add a few bells and whistles to be better at it. More effective.
So what can Bomac give him?
A little bit more emphasis on slipping punches and moving his head as he's coming forward, because he's gonna have to come forward. He doesn't have the height or the length to box a guy up and box from the outside. He has to come forward.
Just do a better job of protecting yourself, and the way you can do that is slipping punches, rolling punches, catching and countering punches as you're coming forward.
Footwork.
If you're the aggressive fighter, and you're the fighter that's going to be coming forward, more often than not, cutting off the ring is pivotal. A lot of these guys, because they're taller and longer than Richard Torres, they're going to try to move on him, stay on the perimeter of the ring, stick the jab out there, and he's going to have to give chase. Cutting off the ring,
it would help him a great deal if he figures out how to do that, how to crack that code, because once you can make the ring a very small place, you can finish these guys off that much sooner. The sooner you get to them, the sooner the fight is over.
The less punishment you take throughout the course of it.
Richie's got a very strong punch, and you can see that. This kid hits hard, and because he's a compact heavyweight with a lower center of gravity who can really turn into his punches, he can do a lot of damage. I'm very curious to see what Bomac McIntyre's version of this fighter is going to look like.
I already favored Richie to win the Sanchez fight with his father in his corner, but with somebody like Bomac, forget about it.
He can do for him what he did for Terrence Crawford, what he's been doing for Lester the Molester Martinez, for Keyshawn Davis when he was over there. Not having to train Keyshawn anymore, he's got time to train Richie, and I'm excited to see it.
So I definitely like Richard Torres to win by way of knockout tomorrow afternoon.
I think he's gonna stalk Frankie Sanchez, mow him down, and take him out.